Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Pastor Dane Johansson from Agros Reformed Baptist Church in Mesa, Arizona. I wanted to do a Bible review today of a Bible that the Trinitarian Bible Society recently put out and sent to me for review. This is their large print Windsor Family Bible. Obviously, in the King James, it comes in this purple clamshell box. It's got the specs there on the back if you want to pause that and look at it. Now, I heard that this was going to replace their current family Bible that is printed by Lego in Italy. Really nice paper, really nice text. It's an old Cambridge text. It's this one. I actually have it right here in their calf split. They call this Calfskin, but it's a calf split. And this is what this looks like. So this is what is this Bible is meant to replace this one, so they wouldn't have to pay royalties to Cambridge anymore. So this will be the main point of comparison, is this Bible that it is replacing. So I heard that they're going to have Print Corp and Belarus come out with this, and some of that concerned me because some of Print Corp's quality has it's really not been there. I'm used to the Trinitarian Bible Society using either Lego or, like they did for their regular size Windsor, which I have right here, Youngblood in the Netherlands, which both of them are just phenomenal publishers. And the Print Corp Bible that they did, they had the Print Corp do their compact Westminster Reference Bible. It was just, it's great for a beater Bible. You're going to take it places, maybe evangelize from it. The paper quality is just not there. It's got lots of show through, lots of bleed through. And my biggest issue with it was this problem that it seems to have right here. If I can get it to open, also it doesn't really lay open. If you can see that, where Philippians, these two pages are actually glued together right there for every signature, and it tends to make it not lay open right, and even will rip at those page marks, which happened with their large print Westminster. So I was saddened to see that they went with Print Corp for their compact Westminster and their large print. So when I heard that their family Bible was coming out by Print Corp, I was kind of concerned, if I'm going to be 100% honest. But everyone, I've been so pleasantly surprised by this edition. So they sent me a review copy, and then I also, because of enjoying using it, went out and bought one. So here's the new one, and I will show you the one I've been using like crazy the past couple of weeks as a comparison to what it looks like, kind of a miniature crash test. So it comes in that clamshell box. That's really nice. But they went with, instead of their calf split, which they did on the first family Bible and on their regular size Windsor, instead of this calf split, which is kind of hard and it breaks in nice, but instead of doing calf split, they went with their Moriva Calfskin, which you'll immediately recognize if you've used their Westminster Reference Bible, things like that. Size comparison, it's a little bit bigger than the original family Bible. A little bit bigger. But the calfskin on this is just super nice. It's a top grain Moriva calfskin. I'll show you what this new one looks like. It does come with art gilding, which is really nice. Let's get a better shot of that. It almost has like a purple look to it, not just red. Instead of just red, it almost has a purple to it. And they supposedly did art gilding on this as well, the original family Bible, but you can see that it's just simply not art gilt at all. So the art gilding on this one was much nicer on this new large print Windsor. And the text is in 11-point font. Not sure what their original Windsor is, maybe a 7-point or something. But anyway, this is the brand new one, and it's absolutely beautiful. It comes with 2 ribbon markers. But let me put the new one away, and I'll show you the one that I've been using. And I've just been really, as I said, enjoying using this Bible. I've preached from it now probably half a dozen times. I've read from it extensively. I've just been doing a deep dive on reading. And so here's what it looks like after this. What makes this the family presentation Bible is these presentation pages. in the beginning, and they're really nice cardstock. Family record, children, marriages, grandchildren, and deaths. And you can see that here, just here right at the beginning of the Bible, it lays flat. It is a paste down liner, but I'm actually really enjoying paste down liners more than edge-lined Bibles, if I'm going to be 100% honest. Comes with 2 ribbon markers, 2 tassels. They're really not very good. I just ended up tucking one behind. They weren't put in nice. They didn't. They're just not nice. But I don't really care about ribbon markers, so you could always change them out if that's you. So you can see this text is so clear, so readable, just really, really nice. I've loved preaching from it. I've loved reading it as my daily reader. Yours won't look like this. I just showed you the new one where this the pages are all wavy. That's just from how I hold it when I'm reading it. So, and this is not bird poop or factory. This is from spilling water on it, which I did think was interesting. I spilled a little bit of water on it and just wiped it off, and it took off not only the gilding itself, but also the dye underneath for the art gilding. So I thought it was kind of interesting, something to note, possibly. But this Bible just lays flat wherever you are in the text. It holds up to Z-Brite highlighters. That's that pink highlighter is Z-Brite. Not much bleed through. It's not premium paper. It feels about like a 27 or a 28 GSM paper. It's not the best paper, but certainly this is the best Bible I have ever seen by Print Corp. Just period. It's really nice. It's up there with I would say it's comparable to the work that you're seeing with the Premier series with Zondervan and Thomas and Nelson. It's a white paper. It's not a cream, but see here we're in Revelation 22, and it still lays completely flat. I did want to show you where their signatures connect, and that problem I was having that I criticized a moment ago about the compact Westminster. Any Bible where the signatures connect from the Smythe sewing is going to have the pages glued together slightly, but here you can see in Leviticus 7 the same construction there where they're glued together, but it doesn't hinder it from laying flat. The pages don't stick up, the pages don't rip through from the glue like it did in the compact and in the large print Westminster. So that wasn't an issue. Here's a Micron pen next to the Z-Brite. So let's actually flip that over and see what we can see. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it ghosting, but there's no bleed through. It seems to hold up good for most pens. Let me flip here to where I used a Sharpie pen for our liturgical reading here in number 6, the Arianic Blessing. Here I used a purple Sharpie pen. And it bleeds through a little bit more than the Micron, obviously, but it's not too bad either. Let's see the back matter. It's a verse-by-verse layout. If you're familiar with the Windsor, it's the exact same pagination, same everything as the Windsor, just a bigger font, and I think equally as nice of a binding. But you can see that art gilding there too. Let me get here to the end matter. Now, one thing I don't like about Bibles, which I didn't like about the Family Bible, the original one, is that I don't like when a Bible just ends on Revelation. So there's Revelation 22, and there's absolutely no back matter, just a cardstock page. Because if you start losing pages in your Bible, which pretty much any Bible will, you start losing actual text. And I like having the weight there from further matter in the back to help it lay flat. So anyway, you have Revelation here, 22, and then straight into a list of words and proper names with their pronunciation, so pronunciation guide. And it goes through all the major names in the Bible, place names, person names. I think it's about 40 pages of that, 30 pages. a Bible word list, so defining King James words that have changed or archaic, false friends, things like that. Got a few pages of that. And then you have a reading plan, Robert Murray McShane's reading plan. Let's read through the Bible in 2 years. New Testament twice, and Psalms twice, and the Old Testament once. So you got that full thing, which is nice to have. And then you have, combining front and back, you have 12 blank pages of Bible paper. And you have maps, and these are really nice, colorful maps on just matte cardstock. They're not shiny, so I appreciate that. And again, you can see this is still just laying completely flat. Here are the maps even. They're blank cardstock, and then you have the back. And so this has just been a wonderful Bible. Let me show you the. Let's pull up Psalm 26 here. Psalm 29. So we can get pulled up here in the original Family Bible. Let's do Psalm 30. Here's the Psalms next to each other. You can see this is just a bigger, bolder font. But this is technically a bigger size font, but this is bolder, so it makes it a little bit easier to read. And this is a little bit nicer paper as well than the large print Windsor. However, you can see they're still comparable. It's a decent sized Bible, whereas this is the original Family Bible was still kind of more of a hand-sized Bible. This is definitely a medium size Bible. So if you don't want to carry something around that's too big. One thing I do want to mention about too, having preached from it, and sometimes I hold my Bible when I'm preaching from it, or have it open in my hand while I'm reading from the pulpit, like this, is that the weight distribution on this is just phenomenal. Just really, really nice weight distribution. Holds in the hand. Super, super nice. Doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't wear your hand out. So if you hold your Bible while you read it or you're preaching from it, it feels really, really nice. It's easy on the hand, even though it's big. So again, I read a lot of this since I got it for review for about a week, and then went and bought a new one as a backup, just because I love it so much, and probably maybe I'll give that to my wife or something. I'm not 100% positive, or use it as backup. But I don't see myself leaving this Bible for a while for preaching and reading and everything else I use my Bible for. So I figured I'd put it to the test, not be careful with it at all. That's why there's spills on it. That's why I've underlined and highlighted in it without much regard for how it looks. That's why I've held the Bible like this while I'm reading and the pages are wavy, was to put it to a crash test where I've read through the whole Pentateuch up till 1 Samuel 18 in it. I've read all of the prophets up through John, and many of the epistles as well, Hebrews, 1st and 2nd Corinthians. Here's 1 Corinthians 15 where I was preaching yesterday. Anyway, I've just tried to put it to the test over the past week or so that I've had it. Here's the book of Jeremiah for the Windsor. You can look at both of them. This has the metrical Psalter in the back. The Scottish Psalter. Let's go to Jeremiah. So you can see it's the identical text block. Just one is significantly bigger here on the right. The large print Windsor text. And this has more of a cream paper because it's a young blood binding, and this is print corp. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know, if you're worried because it was a print corp binding, not to be. This is the best print corp work I have seen yet. Still not as nice as a binding and paper and gilding as a young blood, but I think that's to be expected. They are the premier Bible publisher and binder in the world, but this is equally as nice, really, at the end of the day, for what you're going to be using it from. So if you have eye problems or you just love a large print text like myself, I don't really have any eye issues, but I just love a large text for preaching and reading, then this is great. Let me mention this too. It does not have the translators to the reader. It has the epistle dedicatory to King James. So there's everything it has in the contents. One thing I think could make this Bible slightly better is maybe a thicker paper, but I think it's fine as is. I would love to see the translators to the reader in it. I think every King James Bible should be published with the translators to the reader. Additionally, I would love to have the Scottish Psalter in the back, or a concordance, but preferably the Scottish Psalter. So, TBS, if you are taking feedback on something else to do, I would keep this Bible just the way it is, except add in the Scottish Psalter and the translators to the reader, and or a concordance. I know that would make it a little bit bigger, because this is, kind of basically a thin-line Bible, almost, at the end of the day here. But even, hard usage for a couple of weeks, this has really, really held up, and the leather has only gotten more soft. It's kind of a flat grain, pretty smooth, although you can see here some of the grain. But it's generally a very smooth grain, but that's Moriva Calfskin. See some more spots where water is spilled on it. Anyway, guys, if you're thinking about if you love the Windsor, and you love supporting a solid, reformed, faithful Bible society, I would get the Windsor text, the original and the large print. So, if this is something you want to have at home for your desk and reading extensively, and then this is something you want to take to church and to evangelize with, soul win with, what have you, that'd be a great thing to do, because it's going to be the exact same page layout as the large print. But I highly, highly recommend this Bible. It blew my expectations away when I heard it was going to be Print Corp. I was very sad, to be honest, and now I have really no complaints. I'm a little bit curious as to why the gilding just rubbed off in the way it did from some water, including the art gilding, the dye underneath. And there's definitely some aspects of it. It's not as nice of paper, it's not as nice of a binding, but it's still up there. We get spoiled in the Bible community with Young One bindings, and there's really nothing wrong with this at all. It's a fantastic Bible. Maybe the ribbons, especially if you're a big ribbon guy. I'm not. You're going to be disappointed with the ribbons probably, but for me, they do what I need. Wherever I'm reading, I have it, and that's all I really need it for. So I don't use it any other way. Pages are easy to turn. I don't know if there's any other questions you have about this Bible. Go ahead and leave a comment. Any of the Bibles you want to see it compared to, leave a comment as well. Really, really great Bible that they did here. Really, really excited about it. And I think you will not be disappointed. It's certainly an upgrade from their original family Bible here done by Lego. God bless you guys.